Evan, how badly do you guys want this for James, given his playoff track record? He's come so close so many times.
Very badly. We know that he's in the playoffs every single year and hasn't got to the championship. And, we haven't got to the championship either. So we want it for him, for us, for everybody on the team. I think this is the year.
He's won so many playoff games, just hasn't won a championship. How fair or unfair is it that he gets labeled as a playoff loser, so to speak?
Everyone's going to always have an opinion on you. So you just got to know what you bring to the table, know your worth, and hopefully we can change that for him.
Now, this is going to be your third playoffs, obviously, have experience now. When dealing with the ebbs and the flows, whether it's in games or the length of a series, just how is the best way for you to deal with those and make sure you don't get too high, don't get too low?
I think just staying within the group. Not really focusing on what media has to say, what other teams, other people have to say. Just worry about your group, what we're talking about, worry about your assignments, and just focusing on the game, everything within the lines. I think that's the main focus in the playoffs. That kind of helps you not get distracted with all the noise going on.
Given everything that has happened over the last couple of years, Evan, how much pressure do you feel going into these playoffs?
Not too much, honestly. Free mind, free focus. Been here before now, multiple times, and not feeling too much pressure. Just ready to be locked in and ready to go and go all the way. So,
in what way do you feel like you're better equipped for playoff basketball because of what you have gone through?
The experience. I think also this year in general, how we went through trials and tribulations early, fought through some things, and I think we're just all ready. I think the trade, we've got some different people. We played with them a few times now, and we got good chemistry together. We know what we want to do and what we want to get to, and I think we're in a good spot right now.
How much different are the Cavaliers now than when you guys played Toronto back in November?
A lot different. We played all of our games early on against them, so they're probably a different team as well. So we got to know that, remember that, focus on our scout, focus on our assignments, and adjust accordingly based on how they play.
You guys have gone into the playoffs under a number of different circumstances over your career with a better record last year. But when you add in the experience that you've had in the playoffs and sort of the makeup of this team, how do you think this group compares to past Cavaliers?
I think this is probably one of the best groups going into it. We have a lot of talent, a lot of guys locked in and focused, a lot of guys with playoff experience as well. We're still pretty young, so I think we're in a great spot overall.
Knowing that you've been through this before, what do you look for to let you know that as a group you guys are ready for this?
How locked in everyone is, and but also how calm and not anxious or feeling the pressure everyone is. I think everyone's focused on the right things, not too involved in the outside noise and what's going on, and I think everyone wants it bad as well, so it's a good sign.
I know that you mentioned individually you don't necessarily feel a ton of pressure, but do you feel like there's a lot of pressure on this group as a whole?
Maybe to the outside, but for us it's just going into it with a certain amount of focus and a certain amount of locked in-ness to where there shouldn't be necessarily pressure. It's another game, and you take it for what it is. You do all the right things, and you should come out with a win.
Evan, you went into this season, you played against Scotty a good amount. Obviously, going back to the Rookie of the Year conversation a few years ago. How much are you looking forward to this matchup in the playoff setting?
I think it's a good matchup. Toronto is a great team. They have great guys. They have Scotty. They have Brandon Ingram. A lot of different guys that have length, size. So they're probably going to come out and try to play physical. We got to match that and exceed that. So I think it's going to be a good matchup, and I think we're getting prepared with these practices and everything for what's to come.
You've been around Donovan for a couple of years now, and you've got to see not only his preparation in the regular season, but over the last 3 seasons, how he ramps it up in the postseason. Is there a level of just understanding how he can get to that level when it comes to what he's doing behind the scenes?
Yeah, it's just everything just dial it up another notch. It's pretty much the same process as you go through during the season. It's just dial it up more and more focus on every single detail and knowing the personnel of the other team and stuff like that. So it's just very similar, but it's just more intense and more focused.
How have you and James' two-man game developed since he was traded here in February?
It's developed a lot. I think us going through film and me learning him learning me, and where he likes to pass the ball, that was a big thing to start. And once I kind of figured that out and how he likes to come off and what his cues are, because sometimes you can't really say anything, you just kind of have to look. Once I learned that, it got very easy, and I think our two-man game is one of the best in the league right now.
What has that watching film process been like with James?
It's pretty lighthearted. It's just info. He just tells me what he sees. I tell him what I see, and the coaches chime in on what we could get to, and it's just back and forth conversation, just trying to understand each other.
Last year, you guys faced off against Indiana. They like to play with pace. Obviously, Toronto is a similar style. Earlier in the week, we saw you guys have some conditioning. What was that process like, and how rigorous was the conditioning?
Yeah, we did a little conditioning thing with the whole team, and kind of like team bonding, team building, and we did some Versa climber and stuff, and it was pretty hard, honestly. Guys, I mean, you guys probably saw the guys were dead tired after, so. But I mean, that's part of the playoffs. Sometimes you're going to be laid out like that after a game in the locker room, so you got to be prepared for all that, and I think we're getting prepared.
A couple of different times today, you've talked about blocking out the noise. Is that a message that has come from Kenny? Is that a message amongst you players? Where's that stemming from?
That's just what I think. I think everyone knows that at this point with their playoff experience and just being in the NBA, honestly. You can't really pay attention to too much of the noise. If you're in a slump or if you're not, you got to just focus on what you can control and keep going from there.
Due to injuries and everything, you, Donovan, Jared, and James have played a limited amount of minutes. Do you guys feel like you know each other with that group together going into playoffs?
Yeah, I think so. It's been limited, but for the minutes we have played, I feel like we played great in those minutes, and we feel very comfortable with everyone out there. And obviously, more minutes will be better, but that's what we have, and we're going to get more minutes, obviously, in the playoffs, so we're going to keep learning from there.
Before James was an NBA legend, he was a Southern California legend, right? So how does you being from that area, how does that play into what it's like now to be playing with him?
Yeah, just some of his demeanors and stuff, I feel like match a little bit, and I see his California style. My California style is some similarities there, but he obviously been in the league for a long time, so I'm just really trying to learn from him, learn the most I can, and figure out how he's became who he is. So he does a great job of explaining and spreading his knowledge to us, and I'm gonna just keep soaking that all up.
All right, thanks.